Hey everyone, it's July 13th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share it with serial killing nurse Genene Jones, who may have murdered as many as 60 children in the 1970s and 80s, and that is her right up there. Jones was immediately given up for adoption upon her birth in 1950 and was one of 4 children adopted by a family at about the same time. Her new father was a professional gambler and nightclub owner, but was arrested for burglary when Jones was just 10. Charges were dropped, but the nightclubs failed, and he started a billboard company, often taking his daughter to work, which was the only time she got attention from her parents. She started pretending to be ill to get people to take care of her and became known as a liar and manipulator as a teenager. When she was 16, her brother built a pipe bomb that exploded in his face, killing him. Jones started drinking heavily, and after her father died of cancer the next year, she married a high school dropout after telling him she was pregnant, which was a lie. Her husband joined the Navy, but since they were both unfaithful from the start, a divorce came shortly after the two had a baby. She was already pregnant with her second child and went to beauty school in an attempt to achieve some stability, but when her older brother died of cancer, she feared that working with the chemicals in hair dye could be dangerous and decided to pursue a career as a nurse. Jones became a licensed vocational nurse and bounced between medical clinics in San Antonio, being fired from her first place of employment for trying to diagnose patients, which she wasn't trained to do. From the start, she seemed to get the most enjoyment from her work when she felt needed, especially when working in a pediatric intensive care unit. Children were dying during her shifts. However, with more than 20 sudden deaths in the intensive care unit, that seemed to come from out of the blue. It turns out from the very start of her nursing career in 1977, she would inject infants and children with drugs that induced crises so she could revive them and play the hero. She would use drugs that gave them heart paralysis, necessitating CPR that she would administer. An investigation in 1981 determined that she likely had given a young boy an injection that led to his death, but the hospital was reluctant to admit to anything that might bring them bad publicity, so she was allowed to simply resign, allowing her to continue killing children at another facility. A doctor with whom she had previously worked opened a pediatric clinic at a rival facility, and she was hired despite that doctor being warned that she was likely responsible for the deaths of multiple children. Jones continued to inject drugs into children and was only caught in 1982 when the doctor noticed puncture marks in a bottle of a paralytic drug after a child died. An internal investigation showed that she had been using the drug to poison babies under her care. Jones was convicted of 1 count each of murder and attempted murder in 1984 and was sentenced to 99 years in prison, but she is believed to have killed as many as 60 infants during her 5-year career as a nurse. In 2018, prison overcrowding had her scheduled for early release, but new charges were filed in the deaths of multiple infants, to which she pleaded guilty, accepting a life sentence. Jones still sits behind bars in Texas and will likely never be released. She was reportedly one of the inspirations for the backstory of the character of Annie Wilkes in Stephen King's Misery. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Genene Jones, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.